All right, so welcome to the Just for Friends Trying to Figure Out HR podcast, the podcast for the crazy HR professionals out there like you who want to know more about HR and sort of share in this trauma bonding that is the HR experience. I am joined by Jake from HR and Dr. Green. We are missing Mama Mel. She's still on her maternity leave. She is set to return next week for the next episode. For those of you watching, on YouTube, you will notice that we are a multicolored, hoodie wearing crew with our Love HR shirts. We got the Dr. Green edition, and he's wearing it in military green. The Jake from HR edition, I believe you have it in gray, right? That's great. It's gonna be a nice audio. And I got the Big Llama edition in black. What a way to fucking start the show. Little belch action.
Oh, let me tell you though that if y'all ever decide to buy these, and we highly encourage you to, the inside is super, super soft. And I was thinking earlier, I was like, because it's still like 90 something degrees outside right now, at least where I'm at. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get hot. No, it's perfect. It's perfect.
No, it's a really nice hoodie. I think reasonably priced, but go check it out. The merch store link is in the description. We got the basic Becky tees. We got the Just for Friends HR podcast tee. We got a bunch of stuff there. So check out the merch store before we get started. Now, our topic tonight is dating and HR, the spicy edition. We're talking about a couple scenarios and just kind of talk through them, and just kind of talk about workplace relationships and hookups and different things that happen, and how we are involved as an HR team, because unfortunately everyone gets caught at some point, and then they have to answer to us. So should be an interesting episode this fine evening. Before we get started, Dr. Green, what are your initial thoughts on this topic?
Oh, it always ends in drama. That's just dating. It's even if you're two ways that this stories could go, but I think we're set in the first, which is employees dating each other. Mm-hmm. But there's also the second route, which is HR dating an employee.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
a whole nother subject in HR. But I definitely think that there's a lot of drama that comes with dating someone or even being married to someone, because then there are a lot of organizations have nepotism rules and that they have in place to where you can't boss your own wife around or your husband, and you can't, they can't be in direct line of you. And but then also it's best to be in different departments and not have any type of feels. But so in this case, I think we're gonna have some spicy stories.
Somehow when you do the research for this, we always have spicy stories.
It's the only fun kind. What are you talking about?
And Jake, any thoughts before we get into our scenarios about this topic?
I think I work best on the fly, so I will leave my comments unspoken.
It's still open though. You need to zip it up.
He's saving those comments. All right. No, that's cool. All right, so let's talk about the break room affair. So, it started innocently enough, right? You got two employees from different departments who just happen to take breaks at the same time. I mean, people started to notice. Yeah, it just happened. People noticed that they were always in the break room together, sipping the coffee, laughing a little too loud. At first it was just kind of, harmless workplace friendships. No one thinks anything of it, right? Sometimes two coworkers do get a little close because they work in close proximity all the time. But then who the unsung heroes of HR, the cleaning crews.
Oh,
The cleaning
yes.
crews begin reporting strange noises after hours. At first, HR thought it was, like a raccoon in the vents, or just something else is making some noise here. Although raccoon in the vents and doing the horizontal mambo, it doesn't sound the same. But
Horizontal mambo. What the hell?
welcome to Old Man References HR. What do you want me to say? Two people fucking? No, I'm just kidding. But but no. The janitor opened the door and found the pair were entangled on top of the vending machine, looking like they were rehearsing for the HR training on what not to do. So we're gonna stop here because there's more spiciness that goes with it. But initial thoughts on this scenario as it's presented to you. Anyone?
I hope that's really a Snicker in the vending machine.
Oh God! Oh,
Oh, there he goes. We thought we lost Jake from HR, but no, like seriousness.
Yeah.
If it was me and I caught, number one, I would be mortified just because I mean, like, I know what you're doing, but put your clothes on, like, and you're fired. You're fired. I don't care. Like, you're gone. And I usually don't try to do stuff like that. I have never been like Jake from HR and said, blah, 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 and you're fired, but we're going to go do this, but I just want to let you know that you're fired. And if you've heard one of the episodes, he has said that. And that's why I was like, I've never been at that point in my life, but this would be the moment I would say, we're going to go talk to employee relations, but I can let you know that, yeah, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, just employees stuck on top of a vending machine. Like,
which vending machine though? We're talking like the candy machine, or we're talking about like the Pepsi vending machine, you know? What happened to Big Llama?
I have no idea. Big Llama said, "Peace out."
He said, "Forget you all."
Well,
he went to get off the vending machine.
Yeah, no, sorry.
We said you had to get off the vending machine.
No. My
hear
apologies. Him? I can hear him now. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Oh, I can't hear him.
That's why I did my thing refreshed. Can you hear me?
I am opening my ears. I can't hear him.
Uh-oh.
So Jake, just refresh there. I think that's what I did.
Let me close out and reopen.
Yeah. All right. So, but honestly, like, why on top of the vending machine? Like that, like of all the again, I can't. I don't want to. What is it? Don't shame anyone's kink, right? Like if that's your thing, that's your thing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to shame you if that's what you like.
Kink.
Yeah, that's a term I heard. Again, I'm using old man terms today.
No, it's good because like, don't shame anyone for wanting to get it on top of a vending machine. And
that's your dream. That's your dream.
Let's be honest. It's probably got to be more than one vending machine though, because it's not long enough.
Yeah, I mean,
or are we saying we said on the vending machine, not on top? It's on top of.
Entangled on top of the vending machine.
Like acrobatic skills, baby.
Oh, hold on. No. This is genius. No. This is okay. Hear me out here.
Oh, God.
Obviously, the motions that are made, right? Back and forth motions. What happens to the food items underneath the vending machine when you have this back and forth motion? They are falling to the
HR
bottom of
gets
the
free food.
Well, I'm just what I'm saying. Like this, okay. I can respect this. This is genius in my mind because now there's a reward. The harder I move this vending machine in this action, the more food I get at the end of this transaction. I'm down with it.
Okay, let's continue.
Oh, okay. I'm checking on you, Jake from HR. You all right over there?
I think he's frozen.
Yeah,
He
we're having
needs to learn
some.
to let it go.
He's having some technical difficulties. It's all right. We just want to make sure he's okay. All right. For those of you wondering, here's the real kicker here, right? The real spice is that these two coworkers, you would assume is just a random hookup. No, they were married. Okay, they were married, which again I
Okay.
think legitimizes the scenario, but not just married. Let's just make this really clear. But married to other people who also work there. So yeah, they're married not to each other, but to other people within the company.
And you're doing it like raccoons in an event?
Hey, I love watching Sister Wives.
Oh my god.
Oh dear God.
I thought it was Housewives of Florida, or
I think someone else said it best, and I won't say who, but let's just say they're known to get into entanglements.
Oh yes. Yes. It's oh, I know who you're talking about.
We can say the name, I just don't want to get sued.
Oh, well, exactly. Keep her name out of your keep your name. My
wife's
wife's name
out your mouth.
She was in entanglements.
Hold on. Come here.
Smack. All right. So obviously, when they're caught, the fallout is nuclear. Like, think about it, man. Two married people, doing each other, and then they've got their married spouses finding out about this because news travels fast in the workplace.
Oh God, yes.
You got it could lead. It leads to divorces, transfers, gossip. One person in the area says they joked. I guess the only snack we can't get from the vending machine is commitment. So, clearly, the break room policy has to get updated immediately. Microwave popcorns only, and no reheating of relationships. So, all right. So that's a pretty nasty situation. Like, married couples who are both working at the job and then they're doing other people. That's just messy shit, man.
So my thing is that you now these are low level people because they would if they had their own office. The smart thing to do is lock your office. So these people must not be at an office level type position.
Stop.
Because we're having to do it. You're having to do it on a vending machine that will not give commitment anymore.
Well, that's obvious.
Not that we know that.
When you reach a certain status at work, we all know that even those individuals who can't keep it in their pants learn you don't mix business with pleasure.
That's right.
Yep. Or the other term I like.
Unless you're a hooker.
Oh. Well, was it? I love and I hate this term that they say, right? You don't shit where you eat. Like that's
that's true.
But like that's so vulgar. Like,
well, I would like to say, don't eat where you shit. Don't eat where you shit.
Yeah, no, that's even worse. That's even worse. So like, okay,
pleasure prostitutes. Just they got to make their money, man.
But okay, but in this scenario, what is the best case that we can get out of this scenario? Like, do all of them have to go, or one of them? Like, okay, so can you imagine that we fire one of the other spouses, and then the other two spouses are left, and They hook up. I don't know.
They might become the new married couple, but they'll be smart and not do it at work. I've seen that. I have seen it happen. So
I don't know.
But no, I mean we can't punish the couples that weren't involved, that were being cheated on.
Well, I mean, fire both of them, number one, because you sincerely have to.
Yes.
It's straight up just a big. If I could list all of the rules of HR that we don't do, and that's truly one of them that you just don't do. It's kind of like you don't go and slap a girl in the ass in the middle of the room with everybody watching. You don't do that. It's called sexual harassment. But,
got it.
Hold on. You don't do it while no one's not watching either.
Oh, thank you for the
clarity.
Yeah, just so y'all all knew that's what I was thinking. When no one's looking.
Who says that in our intro? Mama Mel.
When no one's watching. That's funny.
Oh my
God. No, like those are like, there's so many things that you can think about how like that's just an absolute no, and you have to let them go.
Yeah.
Now, I won't bring up that situation, but there are some things where now, in this case, it wouldn't be that. Unwillingly on top of a vending machine is pretty not true.
Yeah. It took some planning to get up on that machine.
That's right, girl. Let's get the Pepsi.
Again, we're not going to knock somebody's desire, but like that's a choice. That's a choice right there, and it's a choice I would not make myself.
Right. So, what would you do, Jake, from HR?
I mean, vending machines have given me. I mean, I've had a lot of cravings from vending machines, but never one of those.
Yeah, and it's not a quickie either. Like that takes planning. It takes skill. Look, it's a potential workers' comp issue. Okay.
That. But also, you made a good point about the food. Hey, janitor, you saw nothing, and those bag of M&Ms are yours.
Them M&Ms are tainted.
You don't want those M&Ms, those chocolate kisses.
And it has nothing to do with the fact that he was sitting on top of them.
No. Anyway.
I mean,
grab a Snickers.
I don't think there's.
Butterfingers.
I don't think it's Butterfinger looking good.
Oh, give me a break.
Listen. Let's move on from this topic. The break room affair. All right. Let's the next topic. All right. So, a lot of time, and this happens a lot, right? Like sometimes we're writing something and it's not meant for a certain party or parties, right? This one's called the Valentine's Day mass email. So, on a Valentine, this one brave soul, right, decided that this was the perfect time to confess their feelings, to tell this coworker that they've been the Jim and Pam, right? The Jim and Pam situation from The Office. They're going to confess their feelings to each other. They wrote a long, heartfelt, and very descriptive poem. I'm talking about the provocative kind. All right. Complete with the Shakespearean lines about forbidden fruit and breaking HR rules together. Unfortunately, it was spicy enough to make the 50 Shades look like a corporate safety manual. So let's just say very, very descriptive. Again, the forbidden fruits were probably described in full detail. And So they write this email, right? The employee meant to send it to their crush, but instead hit reply all and to the company-wide email thread. So instantly, this email with the forbidden fruit and how much he wants to squeeze her juicy fruits, all this stuff goes to 300 inboxes across the organization.
Juicy fruit.
Her juicy fruits, you know, her Twizzlers. Yeah, so this goes out to everybody, and then the aftermath. Some laughed, some were horrified. A couple of people maybe took care of themselves in the restroom. I don't know, but I'm just saying it went out, and the break room became a poetry slam reading. So the person who was supposed to receive it, they went straight to HR, filed a complaint on harassment. And then that person who wrote the email had to explain their actions. So how do we deal with this situation? And has this happened to you guys in real life?
No. Thankfully not. Now, have I received an email when I was in my younger days of the workforce? Oh, absolutely. The dumbest stuff I've heard and seen and been sent. And some of them with innuendos and like little flirt type comments and, you know, like just some crazy things. And people will send a bunch of crazy shit. Like I got one that said got milk, and I'm going, what? And she's like, I got milk. I was like, what?
So many questions.
So many questions. Like, so I was innocent back then, so I knew. I was like, oh, that's funny. The got milk commercial, you know, like back with you young ass. Back in the day, we used to have what's called commercials. Okay,
Ads.
Ads. Except for they weren't 20 seconds and didn't count down. That shit was like 5.5, 10 minutes long. Like it was bad. And so anyway, there's a commercial that said, got milk? And literally black and white saying got milk ? And she says, I got milk. And I was like, that's great. Like awesome. Vitamin D, good for the bones. Like, you know, I was dumb back then. Apparently she meant something completely different, and I was just like, no.
Clearly.
Just no. No. Your milkshake
was
does
just
not
trying
bring
to
this boy
clarify
to the yard, okay?
She was just trying to clarify if they had some calcium milk in the break room.
Right. She's asking, do we get milk? Like, do we have milk?
Yeah, it's on top of the vending machine.
That's all she
Oh my God. No, but I've done the reply all by accident, never with 50 Shades of Grey writing in it, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's embarrassing enough to send a reply all to, you know, especially with something you didn't want other people to see. But like you gotta remember this stuff at work, especially is discoverable. Like they can pull these records, depending on like the type of entity you work for. It's part of your employment record or part of a, you know, any like in some places, you know, like cities and stuff like that, they can pull it as part of a public record search. Anybody can. So you got to know, in HR people, you got to know this shit, that anything written on company computers, you know, software, is there should be no thinking that there's any privacy.
Right.
Like it's dumb. It's the dumbest thing you could do. But yeah, I do have one story. It's not a mass email mistake, but it is a scorned lover, if you want to hear it.
Yes, tell me.
Not me.
But somebody you know that's at the Body Talk or what it's called.
We get it. It's his friend Becky.
Oh, no. Becky.
I will use his real name, Patrick.
Is it Ben?
If you're listening.
Ben and Becky?
No. No, listen. No, so this guy got I think he was having a midlife crisis, but he was, dating some women on the side. I think he was married. He was a friend of mine, but through the company, we kind of grew up together on the company. And then I went to a different department. I was in HR, and he was still doing the other department. But apparently, he had a company phone that had all of the email directory, and so he, on occasion, would have to send. You can just put all staff or executive staff, and it goes to everyone. And this is a ginormous company. Wife found out he was cheating, took his phone and sent all the dick pics that he had sent her, sent them to all the executives and HR. So we, in our inbox, got this
dick pic,
picture, this dick pic. Our CEO got it. The head of HR, all the HR departments, like the departments of taking phone calls. Everybody got a dick pic because she got mad at him. And the worst part is, I had to print this dick pic and sit down with him and ask him, "Is this you?"
Can I compare? Is that what you said?
I just said, "Is this you?" I was so embarrassed. I'm holding a free. Never in my life did I think I would be holding a dick pic in my hand with another man and going, "Hey, is this you?" Like, that was not on my bingo card that day or ever in my career.
I have questions.
Questions.
So
Ask the questions.
What if he would have said, "No, that's not me"?
Oh, he did say no, it was not him.
But then you would have to be like, "Well, I need you to prove it."
Okay. To add more embarrassment and cringe to the story, the person assigned with me is female, white female, about my age. So she's looking at this dick pic with me. I research purposes only.
Does it really look that way?
Sure.
Well, she's looking at it. I'm looking at it, and then we bring him in, and she's sizing him up. Like she's going, "No, it could be him." I'm like, I said, listen. It came from a guy, and it had his email address. It looked like him because he was an African American gentleman. So like there was like, okay, maybe it's another white guy, so, but he was the only guy with that name, was African American. The picture himself was, and he had a little bit of a belly, so we could see the belly and then the lower extremities. And so we kind of knew it was him, and we had to sit there with a straight face. And mind you, remember, I told you he was my friend. So I knew him for years before I'm having to sit there and go, "Hey man, this you." This is
Did he say yes or no?
He denied. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it could have been worse. You could have recognized the desk in the background from work.
Oh, no.
Got that. But I guess my question is, did you let him go?
Okay, so
was he caught with his pants down?
He did get caught with his pants down. His story didn't add up. Like he first said his phone was stolen, right? Because we're like, how did somebody get a hold of your email address? My phone was stolen. Is that you? No, it's not me. Then he has the phone. So we're like, did it get stolen or not? And then he said it got stolen, but the person gave it back after they sent the email. So I said, "Guy, you're done." Oh man. Okay, so the lucky part of this whole thing, he actually was doing credit card fraud with the company. So we found that too. So it was easier to say goodbye on those terms than just because of the dick pic.
Poor guy.
Poor guy. Poor me. You gotta sit there and look at this, print it out. I gotta print it out and go run to the printer and cover it up.
Don't look.
Don't look.
So this was okay.
Okay.
Was it a large printout?
Oh, these are the burning
It was a 4x6.
questions that we have. Was okay? So
It was not 8x10.
okay, no, it was not an impressive specimen. How's that? It was not an impressive member of the society. No, it was not.
Well, yeah, member is a good word to use.
You're welcome. Touche.
All right, we're done being ridiculous. Sorry.
All right. If Mel was here, she'd be like, wrap it up.
She would have been wrapping up at the word dick.
Dick pic. She would have just turned off the
like,
camera. All right. So needless to say, that email got more engagement than any other email that's ever been sent out from the company. All right. Let's go on to our next one. Let's see here. It says here, the manager who couldn't keep it secret. What couldn't he keep secret? I wonder. So, got a manager who's who's been dating their direct report and promised HR, listen, don't worry, we'll keep it professional. But first of all, you can't do that anyway. I mean, that's like right off the rip. Like your direct report, no.
Nepotism, baby.
Yeah. It says here, for a while it seemed discreet, but the coworkers noticed small things like identical Starbucks orders every morning, inside jokes at the meetings. Nobody likes happiness. Stop that.
How dare
and
you?
the sudden appearance of matching lunch breaks. Some more vending machine action. The final nail in the coffin, obviously, security footage surfaced of the two inspecting supplies, quote unquote, in the storage closet. Ooh. It actually became the office's worst kept secret. HR asked the manager what was happening, and with a straight face, we're just discussing the paper inventory. And now the supply closet's been called the Love Shack. This story is not uncommon. Like, this is a normal occurrence, and I hate to say that. It hit me as I was looking at it. Like, this is something as an HR professional, you have to understand nuances, and you have to sort of, okay, for the one who's book learned HR people, you're seeing an instant violation of the rule. You're going direct report. You should never date them, right? But there's also like ways to at least bring it to their attention to let them rectify the situation. It looks like in some of these instances, like when HR is like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing?" And they're assuring them that, "Hey, don't worry, we'll keep it professional." I think there's a good working relationship between that leader and HR where there's open dialogue. I like to see the positive in this story, because most HR people come down with the hammer, and so that's not always the right approach. Sometimes you got to go, "Hey, listen, man, we know we see it. Like, can you do something about it so that we don't have to?" I think that's an okay thing, as long as you document and use like, "Hey, brought it to their attention." You're not letting it go, but at the same time, you're not sort of bringing a full-blown investigation to an issue that could easily be rectified or could be a misunderstanding. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Depends on the case. I mean, if typically as HR, if you see it, you say, you see and say, you see something, you say something. And in this case, be like, "Hey, look, just want to let you know, remind you that this is not the place for that. And every time you do a paper inventory, there's surprisingly no paper even in there. So no, stop doing that, whatever you're doing."
What about you, Jake? Like, do you agree with that? Or again, you can disagree with me on that. I don't like to be the hammer and always like saying you broke the rule, now you're in trouble. I kind of like to let people, give them an opportunity to rectify their issues. So I don't know, what do you think about that?
I think it depends on how much evidence there is.
That's a true employee relations answer right there.
I don't have to address things, no, but I have to address things that are proven.
And listen, there is nothing wrong with that approach. I think it's a healthy dialogue to sort of say, how would you handle this? And different people will have different approaches, unless it's like a completely like clear like violation of the rule and it's a severe item. There's some nuances there. So I appreciate Jake's response to it because that's the right response. Is I know something, I got to take an action. That's how you do it. When you do what I would just said, sometimes you can put yourself in a little bit of hot water if it becomes a volatile situation. But you have to sort of gauge that and have conversations. But I like that. I like that we're not necessarily all in agreement with the action.
Well, and I need to change my thought with yours, Jake, because this scenario, and tell me if I'm wrong, they didn't see inside of the supply closet. They just saw going into the supply closet. So, I mean, there's no evidence of actually seeing the act happen. So then you can't make assumptions. That's an assumption. And if they were to like, you wrongfully fired me, and however you would go about doing that, they could be like, there's no evidence, and boom, there's the case is over, done, shut.
I will say a lot of companies have empathy for this situation. The very large retail organization that I worked for, as long as there wasn't neglect or like massive integrity issues where somebody was getting favoritism or more money or special treatment, if they found out that subordinates were dating or in a sexual relationship with a senior member of management, they would give them the option one of them would have to transfer. And then, of course, it would be documented. And if it happened again, there'd be further repercussions. So I really think you have to look at it, because at the end of the day, look at it like Dr. Green says, put the human back in HR. We spend a lot of time at work. And if you're single or you're not in a happy marriage, or you just happen to be a player on the football team, you tend to grow emotions with people, and you can't help how you feel. You should have enough self-control, but unfortunately, especially in this day and age, the majority of society, they don't have self-control like that. They give in to urges. So I think you have to look at the bigger picture and see what evidence is there. Was there neglect? Was there true intentional neglect? Did they give them special treatment? Did they give them more money, a special shift? Did they make a write-up disappear? Did they do something that truly warrants a termination? Or is it something we can look at it and decide a different form of discipline? Every single situation could bear a different answer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the other thing people need to think about too, and especially if you're an HR professional, like look at the roles in which they hold, right? If you're like this, if you're the head of recruiting and talent, right? And then all of a sudden you kind of hold people's careers in your hand, especially with a company that constantly has movement, right? So like if you hold the keys to the kingdom and you're having these relationships, you could be doing everything right by the book. But if there is any type of perception of favoritism or all, and people know about the relationship, you're gonna end up in hot water. So again, it doesn't mean that they're doing the wrong thing. It just there could be that perception. So you got to protect the company in that regard too. So interesting concept.
Well, there's one more thing we should add.
Sure.
You've got to think past the policy.
Mm-hmm.
If you get caught up as a company in a civil suit, most of them, damages are awarded by a jury. And while juries are supposed to make decisions based on evidence, we all know it's 80% emotion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if this
Yeah.
situation,
Trial psychologists.
yeah, and if this situation between this couple resonates with society, they could very well end up winning a lot of money, even though they were in the wrong. There's an old saying that I like to use a lot, which is just because it's legal doesn't make it ethical. And just because it's ethical doesn't make it legal.
No,
I like
that's
that.
true. Very true. All right. So again, different ways to look at it, and different. Again, HR is hard. It's a hard job, and you're put in a constant situation where you have to protect the company from liability and protect managers from themselves. So, an impossible freaking job sometimes. All right, let's talk about contracts, because we just talked about legalities, right? So let's talk about this scenario called the love contract gone wrong. All right, it says here some companies use love contracts. See, I lowered the voice. I lowered the boom. Love contracts. A form both employees sign saying that they're in a relationship, right? So that HR is covered legally. So we're just, we're disclosing the relationship. One couple signed it proudly, said, "Hey, I'm in a relationship. I want to sign." They promised their romance wouldn't affect their work, right? It's not going to get strange, is it? No, it's not. 6 months later, a nasty breakup. One partner, started dating somebody else in the same department despite that person. And the ex marched into HR demanding the contract be enforced. What kind of ridiculous shit is this? They insisted that the document banned dating anyone else in the team. Like HR was running the whole Bachelor or something like that, right?
Bachelor in Paradise.
Or Love Island, right?
Love Island.
The HR rep had to pull out the contract and explain it only said disclose your relationships, not to claim ownership of the whole department. The ex refused to believe it and turned into a full screaming match in the HR offices, saying, "This isn't fair. I was here first." So, thoughts on this shit? Like, this happens all the time. Like, people misread like what the policy is or what the rules are, and they just have this notion. So, tell me your guys' thoughts on this shit.
Ooh, there's a lot to that, especially the love contract piece, because it's there to protect us as an organization. It's not there to protect you. You don't get to take the contract and go floop onto the organization and flip it. It's not how it's meant to be. It's just saying that you're disclosing that you are in a relationship. So when something does happen, we get to go, thanks, but no thanks. And, we have all sorts of reasons. But then also it does help with if you're in a relationship and a homegirl gets promoted, she ain't going to be over you. So
right.
There's all sorts of little things to it. But in this case, I've luckily never run into this issue. I've been very fortunate, but HR is not a 90-day fiance. Okay. We're not here for that. We're not here for the Bachelor in Paradise. We're not here for the Love Island or what's that? Oh, and the Golden Bachelor. We're not here for that either. Okay. We don't care how old you are.
I would have to be on the Golden Bachelor, guys. So I hate you guys.
You're not 60.
No, I'm close to 50, man. I gotta take 2 more years.
Damn.
Anyway, I'm old. What about you, Jake? Anything in your realm for these love contracts or disclosures of relationships?
I would say that I've noticed a lot of companies have gone away from using them. They only require you to disclose it, not document it. Just because there's too much risk, there's too much liability. It puts the company too involved in civil matters if we start signing documents versus I just need you to tell me so we're aware.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't like having a disclosure form or any type of form that links the parties together to say that we know there's a relationship. I think if it's just a clear cut rule, like a direct reporting relationship rule, that type of thing, that's probably a safer bet, right? Easier to enforce, easier to have a policy for it. But honestly, I can't stand this stuff. And just keep that, if the couples disclose where they are, we can move them to positions where they're not influencing others, and we can monitor that situation. But it's hard sometimes because some departments overlap and stuff like that. So,
Well, and I think that's where a lot of our integrity and ethics policies come into place, where unfortunately we protect ourselves legally within those clauses that we expect our employees to be adults and make those decisions and those judgments that keep them out of those situations. And if they choose not to remove themselves, that's when they start getting held accountable and terminated. So for any company that ever thinks about doing contracts, or if you work in HR and your company is still doing contracts, I'd highly recommend y'all get away from that very quickly, because the moment there becomes a civil suit between them two and you had contractual knowledge of it, you are now being pulled in that civil suit.
You're being
And
named.
and you can be financially liable. I was actually looking up some of the liability and risk with it, and it was like providing a false sense of security, creating some power dynamics, some privacy concerns, it's inconsistently enforced depending on the leader and even the HR rep. So there's more risk than reward, which any good company knows that. And that's why they have really great ethics and compliance and 20 other policies that they could use to handle situations like this versus having a contract between employees that are dating. It's too messy. It's too sticky. And honestly, I've had more drama with people that didn't have contracts than I ever have with those who do have them.
Yeah. When I was working in the Miami area in a large electric utility, there was a lot of husbands, wives, sisters, brothers that worked in the same departments. So like, there was like, there's like 6 people who were last name Jones, and they were legit like related to each other. One was a brother, one was a husband-wife duo. They had a cousin. Like it was crazy. And so I don't know like who the HR, well, actually I didn't know who the HR person was at the time. And I guess she allowed that to happen, but I mean, it's the same departments. And the problem is the career path is, leading to supervision of the same people who work in those departments. So it's like there is no way you're going to advance. The whole family cannot advance all at once.
Right.
And so that always caused issues. Like when the person was promoted to like trainer or supervisor, they were like, well, so the other Jones is in the same group. We got to move Jones. What are we going to do? So it's just causing nothing but issues and problems. Now, again, not saying that it can't work. You can't have too much of that shit. I don't know.
No, I will tell you right now, the company I used to work for had 20 locations where I work. And that happened quite a bit where people would get promoted up and we end up having to move them from one store to another, from one market to another. And then to come to find out they had so many different relatives working at so many different stores. So it's like, it creates this massive web of destruction. And then the employees would get mad at the company because it's like, well, y'all need to figure this out. And I've literally had to tell people, no, unfortunately, you should have thought about this before you decided to mix your love life together with your personal life and your work life. And like I tell people all the time, quit dating people at work. Don't get in relationships with them because you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years. You don't know if there's a promotional opportunity. You don't know if you're going to be broken up. You don't know if something's going to happen at work, because even like worst case scenario, the company goes out of business or the location you work at closes down. You're both out of a job. Who's going to support you?
You're both getting unemployment.
Pretty much. I mean,
both of you lost your jobs today.
It gets really nasty. And, and honestly, I think in my entire life, in my entire career, I've never had to threaten to use an at-will policy because of situations like this. Because I had a married couple that got a divorce, and it was in a facility where I had about 1,200 people in the facility, and they had each like 50 people on each of their sides, and it was like the Hanks and the McCoys going to war. And it's like, how do I solve this? Do we terminate 100 employees that are involved in this mess? And it's like I had to end up pulling the couple that were going through a divorce in a room, and I had to explain how at-will policies work. And I literally had I had to I don't want to say unethical. I had to use an unorthodox approach where I had to tell these people, you have 24 hours. I'm going to let you walk out of this room. I'm going to give you an hour of paid time to go talk to all your friends and family. You have 24 hours to make this go away. And if I hear one more person talk about you or her, you're both fired. And I will fire y'all at will because I don't like the clothes you're wearing today.
Ooh.
So remember when I said I couldn't be like him? I couldn't be like Jake from HR because he makes it too real.
Well, it's just these two people were dragging almost 100 people and putting their jobs at risk, their families at risk, their paycheck at risk. So to me, I take people's paychecks personal. When you mess with someone else's money, I get personally offended for them. And that's what they were doing and they didn't realize it. A lot of people don't realize when you get involved in other people's drama and mess, you better be willing to give up your paycheck for them because that's exactly what you're putting yourself at risk for.
Preach it, brother. Preach it. Amen.
I'm feeling
the no, he got hot on that one. He got hot on that one. I like it. No, all right. So again, the workplace couples, the love contracts, stay away from those. Because again, you never know how it's gonna end up. And also you need a break from your spouse. Like if you work all day long in the same building, the same issues, you're gonna have the same conversations. Work will never leave. That's just my 2 cents. It's always better to have separation there. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
Oh, and it does. Yes.
I would like to be the last one.
I was gonna say we're gonna wrap it up with our last scenario. So go ahead, Dr. Green. Tell us all about the next topic.
So if you've been at work and you've been in a relationship that's how do we call it? Good old-fashioned heated relationship. But what if you got to go to a little conference-y poo? You got to go and you're bringing that fling to the conference. You're like, yeah, finally, it's me and so. We're going to be off and we're going to,
alone time.
Exactly.
No more supply room.
No more supply room for you. But
Coldplay concert.
Oh, Coldplay concert in Vegas at the Sphere. Let's call it that. But the two workers, they hook up. They assume it was a no strings flings. Like everybody's like, meh. So one thing, okay, one and done. Sure. But back home, don't forget, when you go through a work conference, 99% of the time you have to be reimbursed for like food, etc., whatever it is. And then sometimes even the hotel room. So imagine those things rolling in to be reimbursed. And there's a red flag that goes up whenever they see romance suite, upgrade, champagne, and oh man, we love it. Chocolate covered strawberries. Now, the unfortunate part, no matter who you are, do not order $120 worth of adult channel add-ons. Okay, we don't. If you do, and the fling thing, like, ugh, come on, have some decorum. But geez, the CFO called and was asking all of the wrong questions or all the right questions to HR, and so by the time it got down to and in Jake's world, which is investigating it, interviewing the employees, gossip was just running rampant, just like the Coldplay concert, where it was running rampant pretty badly. So the the coworkers had already dubbed them as the per diem and dime piece.
Oh, a 10 spot.
It's a good one.
That is one, the per diem and dime piece.
Even worse, one of their spouses found the receipts, and suddenly HR was stuck mediating a scandal that had nothing to do with work. Ain't that amazing? Because except the receipts were filed under. Anybody want to guess what the receipts were filed under?
Relaxation.
Supplies.
Surprise, relaxation.
No, supplies.
Okay.
Supplies.
Supply. That's a good one. Relaxation.
Entertainment.
Ooh, I like that one. That would have been good. Except for these dummies put it under continuing education.
I mean, depending on if they had experience and what they were doing.
Somebody learned something that day.
Yeah. They learned how to
learn today.
They learned I almost got away with it. What not to do next time.
Yep.
That whole trip was worth of learning.
Yes,
so it turns out what happens in Vegas doesn't really actually stay in Vegas. Okay. It shows up on the corporate card.
All right. So
now,
can I say? Go ahead, Jake. Go ahead.
Now there's a tag on to this because I actually had a situation that I came across where it's very similar to that, but it wasn't the company expenses. So the company, the very large retail organization that I work for, when you have their app on your phone, and you shop with your debit card, whether you intentionally or unintentionally, it links your debit card to your phone. So you can see all your purchase histories, even if you didn't shop with your phone. So when you swipe your card and you look on the app, it shows what you purchased with your debit card. Well, this individual had to explain to their significant other why they were buying condoms while they were out of town.
Boom. Oh, that's right, because it's part of your shopping history, and so
it was a joint account.
Is it a joint account? Because
it was, but they didn't realize their debit card was attached to the account that their spouse could see. So when they swiped their debit card, their purchase history was still visible to them.
Jesus.
So it's for a friend, I swear. It's for the guy at the Coldplay concert. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't get that girl pregnant.
It's just the things that people do, whether it's adding it to credit cards that are company or corporate related, or putting it on your personal accounts. It's like, part of me wants to be mad on how stupid they are and tell them what they should have did, but then the other part of me is like, I'm glad you got caught because you're a cheater.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to cheat her. Nobody wants to cheat her. I was gonna say, well, two things. Now that you mentioned that, I also have a card, an Apple card that I use to do the tap to pay, but my wife and I both share the card. So like, I will buy something and she'll text me right away. She's like, "What do you mean you just donated to GoFundMe? Who the hell is this GoFundMe for?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's somebody I know. It's a work thing." And I'm like, "But you know what I'm saying?" So like, that's just a dangerous thing in itself. And then mind what you buy. But I was gonna say,
was it like this, like where you have the history of?
Yeah, that too.
This is the history of the locations, but what you were saying was the history of like
items you're buying.
Well, so because we share, so Apple has the notifications. So because we share the card usage, yes, you can look and see what you purchase, but like it gives you an alert. So when I use it anytime I use it, she gets an alert on her phone saying, you just purchased gas, you just purchased this at this location.
Yeah.
So she'll be like, what's going on? What do you need that for?
Oh,
Which
don't let her lie to you. She opted into those alerts. Don't let her lie to you.
Of course.
Mhm.
But
Because
I got
I've
nothing
opted
to
into
hide.
them.
I got nothing to hide. It's just when I buy, ridiculous things like, more DVDs and Blu-rays, like the things behind me. She's like, "Why are you buying more?" I don't know. Let's just want to. But no, I was gonna.
What's a DVD?
They're the spicy ones. Anyway,
It's $120 worth of add-ons.
$120. Yes, my add-ons right there. No, I was gonna say, like, okay, I don't like conferences. Typically, I don't like them because there is a lot of fakeness at conferences, but there's also all this hookups, right, at conferences, and that's why these conferences are cause nothing but problems for HR people. Is like every time they go to a conference, if there's alcohol involved, if there's after parties, and they could be social gatherings to network, all that stuff leads to, again, single people just kind of having a good time. They're away from home. They're on the company dime. They're not worried about it. And then the vendors give them a couple of drinks, and all of a sudden you got the recipe for, like the almost the all the right ingredients for a hookup. Like it's just there. So these things happen almost all the time, I think, at all these conferences. But again, it's the stupidity. We forget we're at a work conference, and we forget we're on the dime of the company. We forget who gets the expense reports.
Ooh.
It's just
that is a psychiatrist or a psychologist's playground right there, because
oh yeah,
when a person drinks, their personality shouldn't change, because if it does, that means they are not true to who they are on the inside.
exactly.
It should only. So we'll
it
say
should
it
should embellish. It should not embellish.
It should intensify
your personality. Not you
Yes,
shouldn't see a
correct.
different. You shouldn't go from being a celibate great spouse to the biggest whore in town. Like, no, those are two different people.
Exactly, and you've been hiding.
So like me,
Like-
and I'll be honest, when I drink, okay, so y'all know I'm the goofy one, I'm the funny one, that's how my personality is.
Goofy, yes. Funny, no, I'm just kidding.
Look, you better say. No, I'm just kidding. But like whenever I drink, and usually it's been a long time since I've been over the side of being like drunk. It's been a long time. Thank God. Because it tried to take a week to recover at this point. So I get goofier. I get more comedic. I more of my what I would be filtered on would not be filtered. Like, got milk? No, I don't. Well, why the hell are you asking me about milk?
Actually,
it'd be more intensified.
I think I've seen you in that state online. Remember we were playing that night? Yeah.
What?
You had that bottle in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
No, you don't remember it. That's what happened. Yeah, you don't remember that night.
I think it was whiskey. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was whiskey.
Now, my wife will tell you right now that is not my drink of choice. My wife will tell you he drinks bitch beers, or he likes those fruity things. And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Hey, you tell your wife those fruity drinks have more alcohol percentage than a beer.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. And I love me some vodka orange juice. So I'm
He's
cool
white girl wasted. So okay. So your point being that you really should be yourself, right? It's just an enhancement of who you are.
Yeah.
And I would be I'm the same way. If I drink, I'm the same jovial person. I'm just more outgoing. So when I'm more reserved. I don't want to dance in front of people, but I like to dance. So drinking helps me open that up, right? So then I'll just do the dances and enjoy myself. But
see you pop locking and dropping it.
Exactly.
I picture Big Mom. What's that movie? I picture Big Llama being that guy when he's drunk. This is my happy face.
I don't know the movie, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah. They don't shot me in the butt.
Anyway, but no, I honestly, conferences are dangerous.
Yes.
If you're a single person, it's dangerous. If you have tendencies that like if you're a little bit impulsive and you fly by the seat of your pants, you're gonna get yourself into trouble. So be careful in the conferences. Limit your exposure to the alcoholic beverages if you can, and definitely don't share rooms.
Yes.
Some companies will ask that, and I'm like, hell to the no. Like that's a non-negotiable for me.
I thought about that the other day when I was talking about like, okay, if we ever do conferences and stuff like that, I was like, no, because I wouldn't want somebody in my room. So who else wants somebody else in it? If you are like dead serious, like that's your bestie, more power to you. But you know what? No, we're not going to force it. We're not going to request it. That's all up to you. But in this case, no. I don't want Jake staying in my room. Jake can stay in the room next to me, but I'm going to stay in my room because I want to spread out all over the place. I want my suitcase on the other bed. I want to sleep out like this.
Is that the bathroom?
My wife.
I get to stay in the bathroom.
Do what?
I get the bathroom. I get to sleep in the tub.
Yep, you're in the other room. That's right. And then I don't have to hear anything.
The company I used to work for, when we would have our holiday meeting and year beginning meetings, they would partner you with a roommate, and there's no guarantee they were even from the same city, state, and even possibly country.
Whoa.
That's cringe.
Yeah, no. If I don't know you, especially, you're not staying with me.
I'd be like, I got COPD. I need an ADA accommodation for my own room.
Listen, you know what I do? I hide my CPAP machine. I take a quick snooze, 15 minutes. You hear that shit, the fucking buzzsaw going off. You're like, I gotta go. I gotta leave.
Actually, a CPAP machine was an ADA accommodation to get your own room there.
Ooh, I like that. So next time I'm asked to share a room, I'll say, I need an ADA accommodation. I got a CPAP. That can't be.
So we'll never be able to wake Big Llama up for the conference that we're at because it's so loud from his snoring that it's just not happening. We'll see him waltz in at like 9-10 o'clock.
Listen,
what's up, guys?
The CPAP keeps me alive, so I will take that everywhere I
go. You make it sound like you have to be on podcast. Jeez.
I like to live dangerously.
No, never, ever. I do. Who is it? One time I didn't put it on. Like I fell asleep watching TV in the hotel. I'm just watching TV. I fell asleep, and when I tell you I woke up middle of the night, like couldn't breathe. My neck, my throat was sore. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? I put my CPAP on. I was good to go, but
out like a light.
So what he's telling me is, if he pisses his wife off, she knows how to get him. She'll just take that thing off while he's sleeping.
Cut that tube.
She probably gets mad at him, and she gets mad at him, and she goes at night, and she's like,
he clamps it.
Hey, no wonder I had to replace that tube a couple times over. How come it keeps getting a tear in the same spot?
She's patient. She can do this over a period of years to ruin the lungs.
Change my settings.
The brain has been deprived of oxygen for too long.
You guys suck. All right, listen, let's wrap it up. Let's get to this. This is a great episode, great show. Hope you guys enjoyed the scenarios. Any parting shots? We'll start with we'll go with Jake first because he's going to close out the show for us. Jake, so what's your parting shot for tonight's episode?
I think our parting shots is, I will leave everyone with what I said from the beginning, which is don't do it at work. I think Dr. Green and y'all said it best. Don't eat where you shit. Don't shit where you eat. Whichever way you want to say it. They don't put them together. Whatever you like, keep your clean separate from your dirty. Separate your colors from your whites. Okay. We do our laundry the way we do our lives. We have a system. And then I didn't discuss this with y'all before the call, but I did want to give a little bit of a shout out, our thoughts and prayers with Charlie and his family for the event that happened today. So I mean, I personally don't take sides publicly politically, but I do love a good debate. I love people who debate well,
Yeah.
regardless of what side they're fighting for. And he was one of the ones that I constantly watched him on TikTok and his podcast. So just a shout out for thoughts and prayers for his family.
Absolutely. No matter who you are, you don't deserve, no matter what side, no matter what you look like, no matter who you're with, what team you play for, none of that stuff matters enough to get killed. Does not matter. So we definitely are in opposite support of anything like that. Just let people be them. That's the whole thing of freedom of speech. So thanks for the reminder.
Dr. Green, it is on your seat.
Oh, I'm not shitting where I'm eating. nor the other way either.
But you are shitting where you work. So
there you go.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, man. I'd say that. It's just there. There.
I try not to do that. I have HPS, home potty syndrome.
Same. All right, go ahead,
man. Gosh, look, I get all weird when I go on vacations, and I call them vacations, but work trips, because I always try to squeeze something in the evening to go do something. I call it vacation, even though it's truly work. But I get weird when it comes to like turning. I'm like, are you sure? I mean, I know I gave them a $5 tip. I mean, is that a part of the policy? Like, I get weird like that. I'm like, I always try to do the right thing by the organization and the company and all that good stuff. I'm done with you. But away from this, I do have a little random thing that I want to say, and I want to remind all leaders out there: if someone is terminated on the second day of the month, the first day of the month, or the 29th day of the month, no matter what day it is, that insurance coverage will cover the whole entire month. I want to make sure I make that perfectly clear, because there are some who think that when you get terminated, that immediately ends. So no. So your fact of knowledge here today is benefits. And the benefit of this podcast is that your insurance will not end until the last day of the month.
Right. And if they try to cancel it or tell you it doesn't, ask for your money back because you prepaid it.
That's right.
Are you saying you shouldn't fire them until the end of the month then?
I'm saying it's probably best you do that, but I'm also saying that if you're laying someone off, it's best to do the right thing and be the human in all these aspects and say, oh, hey, no, we're laying you off, but we're going to lay you off on the 1st so that you have insurance for the rest of the month.
That's a nice gesture. It still sucks, but it's a nice gesture.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, I mean, but no, I like that. But yeah, remember, you do prepay for most of that shit. Mm-hmm. So if they tell you don't get it, you ask for your money back. Good luck with that. But I think my parting shot, I think it's something that we talked and hit on like the first two scenarios, which is I love the fact that it's not black and white. Sometimes it's sometimes a discretion. Sometimes it's your method or your style of addressing it. I think no matter what, you have to address it, right? But how you address it, what mechanism you use to address it, is sometimes up to you, right? Sometimes you can control that scenario. And remember, people are flawed. We're all flawed, and we will make our mistakes. And so, yes, if it gets away from us and we have, a little bit of bumping of the uglies on top of the vending machine, then it happens, right? It happens. Carefully planned out, it happens. But listen, some people don't realize and don't separate work from relationships. Sometimes it's all blends together. Like I know I can, and this is just my advice to anyone. Try your best, right, to have a clear dividing and separating line of like what won't you do, right, that you do that on your personal. So for example, I always had the dividing line of I don't do after work activities with any of my coworkers. I never do. It was just a thing that I did to keep myself separated from what can happen, which is the noise, which is the perceptions, which is the drinking and all that stuff. I always seemed like a party pooper, but I honestly wanted to keep that separate because the people that were in my life, socially and with my family is very different because you get fired. People get, released. I don't want to bring any of these people into my personal life if I'm going to terminate them, later on down the road, or if they get fired, or if something goes sour at the job. So I don't know. I look at it very practically. I honestly do. So if you're an HR professional, it's even more important for you to have that dividing line, that separation. You could be fun. You can be fun and enjoy and partake, but definitely have a line that you won't cross, and then you'll be in good shape as a professional. Dr. Green, you're making all kinds of faces over there. Am I saying something that you disagree with?
No,
you're just hitting that heart. Everything you're saying is just going to heart.
Listen, it's true. Like I would not do anything with any, like if they were like, "Oh, we're going out to dinner," I'm like, "I don't want to go to dinner."
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I did that at that conference. At
the Coldplay concert. Yeah.
No, not the Coldplay concert. We had that shitty upgrade that I had to go for a week to Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
And I would not go out.
Oh yes, the thing that you were like, it's finally good to meet you in person, kind of thing.
Yeah,
I remember that.
They had this big event, and they wanted me there for 4 days. I reluctantly, I didn't stay at a hotel.
Nope.
I drove home.
He said, "Screw that."
So we got dismissed at 5:00, and then instantly all of them got in their cars. They were going to hotels. They were going to dinners. I was driving my ass straight home, and they were like, "Why won't you go out?" I'm like, "I don't want to go out. I don't want to stay at a hotel. I don't want to go out. Thank you for the invite to the dinner. I don't want to go to dinner." And I would go straight home and then come back the next day. It was a 2-hour drive, but I just would not give up that separation. I didn't want it. I did stay one night for one dinner.
Part of my heart, I feel like, is Big Llama.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you sometimes, Big Llama. I've had someone at one of my previous companies come up to me after they left and was like, hey, let's stay in contact. Let's hang out. And I just looked down. I was like, I hate to tell you this, but I didn't like you.
Exactly.
Like, I know you thought I liked you, but that's my professional side. I was like, even if I hate you, I'm going to smile at you. But it was nice that you thought I did, though. I was like, have a great
that means
life.
I faked it really well.
Yeah. So. All right.
But no.
Well, we're going to bring this to an end. We're going to close it out.
Let's go.
So I want to make sure I remind everybody in the audience tonight that we always say this with much love. Until we call you into the office next time, stay off the vending machines.
I love that. All right. Well, that's another episode of the 4 Friends Trying to Figure Out HR. We didn't solve anything, but hey, at least we tried.
And by tried, we mean we laughed, we overshared, and we probably violated some HR guidelines ourselves.
But remember, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take our advice. Seriously, don't.
And if your HR manager asks, you've never heard of us or this podcast.